Oh, Bridget Lehane, where are you from?
I'm from Galway, Aughagower.
What was your maiden name out there?
I was Bridget Lehane.
And where did you go to school?
I went to school in Lankill, and then I went into the Sacred Heart School after.
And when were you in Lankill? What time was it?
What time would it be in 1940s.
1940s. Who was teaching there that time?
Mr. Kettle and Mrs. Doherty.
And what was school like that time? Was it strict or was it
I know, I'm getting on.
easy going, yeah?
Yeah,
How far away from your house is it?
3 miles,
How did you get there?
walking.
Walking, yeah. Up and down every day?
Yeah,
6 miles a day?
6 miles a day.
What do they do it nowadays?
Huh, they're all coming cars now.
And did you go to secondary school?
I did when I was in Sacred Heart School.
And where was that at the time?
Where it is.
Where it is now, yeah.
Yeah,
And who was, can you remember any of your teachers from there at the time?
I can remember Mother Bernard,
Yeah.
Sister Anthony, Sister Paul, and Sister Margaret Mary.
And was it strict in that school?
Yes.
Was there corporal punishment in that school at the time?
No,
No.
not really.
Just give off to you, is it?
Yeah,
And did you enjoy it?
I did.
Did
And
you-
then I went to Dublin for a while to do commercial course.
Okay. And did you stay in Dublin or did you come back home again then?
I stayed in Dublin for a while, and then I came back and I got a job with Larkin Gill's solicitor on the Mall there.
Yeah. And how long did you stay with him?
5 years.
5 years. What happened then?
I left there then and I went to the office up in the Irish Zone.
Okay. And how long were you up there for?
5.
And when did you join Irish Sewing?
1955, I think.
Yes, yes, right. And who was the boss up there that time?
Mr. Hilburn and Miss McBride was there.
And what were they doing in Irish Sewing?
Making trade.
Making trade. And how old was that company? When did it start?
Oh, I haven't a clue.
And who owned it?
The Hughes Group
Yeah.
owned half it.
Owen Hughes owned some of it, and O'Malley. Jeff
O'Malley, you
Jeff
know.
O'Malley. And there was two men from England, I can forget their names now.
And were there many people working there, were there?
There was a lot working, yeah.
And did you stay there for long?
I stayed there for 5 years.
Were you in the office that time, you were,
Yeah.
Okay.
And I left there and I got married to this man here.
And how did you meet this man here?
I met him at a sports in Aughagower.
Sports. And were you into sports yourself or were you?
Well, I ran that, or I didn't run that day. I ran a while after. No, I wasn't into it. Oh, I played camogie.
No? Did you, yeah?
I did.
For who?
Aughagower.
And they have a team out there, they did?
What I had at the time.
And how did you spend your childhood when you were young? How did you pass the time?
Well, when we came home from school, we had to do work first.
Mm-hmm.
And when you had all the work done,
And what kind of work would you be doing?
well, you'd have to draw water from the river to fill the barrel, and draw water from the well make tea and that, and save hay, and bring in the cows.
All kind of farm work, yeah?
And then when you had all that done, you could play.
And what did you play at when you were
Well,
young?
myself and my brother John used to play. We used to, in the snow, we used to put up a basket that my father had made, and we should try and we'd catch the crows. Cloud food for them, catch the crows.
And what would you do with them when you catch them?
Let them go again.
Let them go again. Bit of fun.
Bit of fun.
And did you hang around with the other kids in the village? Were there many kids in your village?
Well, there was Tin and Hollands, and there was the Dawsons down below us. There was 4 or 5 there.
Oh, yeah. And would you hang around together then?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And when did you start playing camogie?
Oh, I can't remember what year it was. I was working when I started playing camogie.
And who would you play against?
Played against Storman, I forget who else. We didn't win many matches, I know.
So there were a lot of camogie teams around that time,
There
though?
was, yeah.
Because there are none now, are there? That I know,
It's
anyway.
none out there now.
Not out there, yeah.
No.
And then when you when you were a teenager, how did you spend your spare time?
Spare time, well,
Were you in the pub?
no, I never went to the pub until I was well after I was married.
Or was any of your age group going to the pub now, the teenager?
No, girls didn't go to the pub.
Were women going to the pub that time?
No.
At all, no?
No. I remember going on my honeymoon, and we went up, where was it, Shrew, he decided he'd have
No, it was not Shroom, it was Shrewd.
it true.
Shrewd, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And he decided to go in for a drink, and I sat in the car. When I tell mine that now, they laugh at me.
I'm laughing. What else did you do? Like, how did you spend your? Did you go to pictures or go to dances? Or what did you do?
Oh yes, went to the dances everywhere. Everywhere, down to Ayle and Ballyburk, Kilmeena, Lewisburg, Aughagower, and Doon.
And that'd be in the 50s, is it?
Yeah,
Or 60s?
in the 50s.
50s, yeah. And what were the dances like then?
Oh, they were great crack.
Yeah.
Great crack altogether. Dancing till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Were you allowed to mix in the dance hall?
No, the ladies were on one side and the men on another.
And why was that?
Well, I don't know why it was. The men came across, and if you didn't like him, you'd run.
Was there ever ladies' choice?
There was, yeah.
So you go across to them then, was it?
Yes.
And how did you select?
Oh, select. I don't know.
Was John used to be at the dances? Did you ever see John at the dances? When you were-
Oh, he was the dances with me.
he was with you.
He was with me.
Did you not go on your own in the beginning?
Oh, I did. I did with me
Okay.
once several
Was
times.
there a dance hall in Westport?
There was a pavilion.
The pavilion, yeah.
Yeah,
Did you go there, yeah?
I did.
Yeah.
Big crowds in there.
Yeah.
And did you go to films?
Went to the pavilions, yeah.
Where did you go to the films?
In the town hall.
Oh.
And there was another place down James Street. What was that? Can't think of the name.
They don't know one.
I had two.
How's that?
How much did it cost to go to a film that time?
1 and 6 went that.
1 and 6. Yeah.
Most of the dances was what, about half a crown or so.
I have a crown for 2 and 6 for a dance and 1 and 6 for.
Yeah.
I remember going up to Partry to a dance, and there was a woman with a bag on her, like a school bag, and a shilling we had to give her. And
A shilling to get in, is
to
it?
get in, yeah.
Oh, was it a good dance? Can you remember? You remember who was playing there, no?
I can't remember who was playing this.
Well, the big bands coming through.
Bros Welsh used to.
Bros Welch, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was from Castlebar. That's the man from Castlebar,
That's
yeah.
right, yeah.
That band is still going, I think, isn't it?
I think it
Yeah,
is.
the some of them, or recently, anyway. Tell me about the Tread Factory, anyway. Who were you working with in the Tread Factory long ago? That's around now, or?
I was working with Annie Gavin. She lived on down the Newport Road. She was the sister of Sean O'Connor's wife. Sister of Sean O'Connor's wife, yeah.
Hmm.
And Kathleen O'Malley out the Bunrower Road, she was married to Johnnie Carroll.
Yeah.
And Maureen Madden, she was up in Angeles Park. Maureen McKenna, Brian O'Dowd,
Tommy Henley.
Tommy Henry was downstairs.
Oh, I know he was. Oh, he was. He was upstairs.
What job did you have?
Typing and
You were up in the office, yeah.
the office.
And was there a big sales of Tread that
There
time, was there?
was, yeah.
Were they exporting it?
Yes.
Were you looking after all that stuff, or kind of?
Well, no, they were downstairs.
Your man
Patty
with the-
Hoban over there, she
your man
was
with
a
the
Matt
cats.
Reedy, and
Stanton from,
Michael Hastings. That was married to Maureen McKenna.
Oh, okay.
Stanton from the key, but we used to
He
take
used,
away
yeah, he
the,
used to take them away, yeah.
take it away with the horse and cart.
When did you move into Westport?
Well, we went to England after we got married, and we were there for 7 or 8 years, and we came back and we came in here.
And what part of England did you go to?
We went to Leeds.
And what did you think of Leeds when you went over there
Loved
first?
it.
Straight away? Was it not strange going from Aughagower to Leeds?
No,
No, you loved it.
I loved it, yeah.
And was there a big Irish community in Leeds that time?
There was, yeah, there still is.
And did you hang around with them? You did?
I met great friends. There was an English woman, she was very nice, and Mrs. Hawkins was very nice.
And what did you work at over there?
I didn't work.
You didn't work.
No, I didn't work.
Was any of the kids born over there, were they?
There were the two girls were born over there.
Okay. So then you came back here.
I came back here then when we came in here.
Did you work over there, John? You did?
You did,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then,
What did you work at?
the pipe layer.
Bible. Buildings.
No, down the ground.
Down the ground.
I done a lot of pipe laying and broke into big sewers and everything. I was at it six days a week.
Who did you work for?
I worked for Wimpy's.
Wimpy, okay.
Yeah.
They pay you well?
Well, at the time, like, I suppose they did. I had the same wages as a carpenter now, or
Well, you'd be a tradesman, wouldn't you? You got to know the pipe stuff.
electrician. I had and you have the same as any of them,
What did-
tradesmen.
What did you think of it when you went over there?
Oh, I thought it was all right. It's awful cold in winter though,
Yeah.
up north.
Do you find there's a big change now from... Where are you from, Mace, is it? Or
Yeah.
From Bunrower.
Bunrower. Was it a big change from Bunrower?
Yeah, a bit of a change, yeah.
Different life, but
But you liked it, yeah?
I liked it, yeah.
Okay. So you're from Bunrower, John?
Huh?
Yeah, you're from Bunrower, you are.
That's right.
And were there many in your family?
Seven
7, yeah.
of us.
And where did you go to school?
Nakruski.
Nakroski. You had a good bit to go through, didn't you?
About,
Oh, you didn't really, no, but
Not that far.
2 miles.
about 2.5 miles, I'd say, something like that.
You walked it all, you did?
Oh,
Yeah, everyone walks at them times.
there was no one carried in them days. Nobody even had a bicycle.
And you at home, had you a pony and trap or...
We had. We hadn't had a big house and a sidecar.
Sidecar, yeah.
We had
Yeah.
to.
And how often would you use the sidecar?
What?
How often would you use the sidecar?
We go to Mass every Sunday.
Yeah. Would you bring it to town now?
Yeah.
Shopping, if you're going shopping?
Father and mother used to bring it into town, yes.
And where would you park it?
Back in Dick May's. Always. My gigs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you could put them in the back of the pub there, you could?
At the back of the pub, we could go in there straight there and put up the horse for the mayor.
And was there a charge for it, or did you have to pay for that?
No.
Yeah. But you'd buy your
Stuff.
stuff.
In there for years and my father and mother used to deal in it too.
And when did you give up the pony or the horse and sidecar?
And so we got a motor car
And when was that about? In the
about 1948, I'd say.
1948. What was the first car you got?
Yeah, say before, that's right.
Brand new or second hand?
Second hand.
Oh, I would pack into it.
Second hand.
Oh, second hand is right.
Yeah. And what age were you then? About.
Oh, I suppose I was 20 maybe.
And were you allowed to drive it?
I was.
Yeah. And what was it like to drive?
There was no such thing as a taste that time or anything.
No, test.
And I did learn in a day or two.
And were there indicators on it and all that stuff?
Are there indicators? There wasn't
There
indicators.
was indicators,
Was there?
but there was no heater.
No heater.
No.
And what was it like on a long journey in winter time?
Oh, that'd be out.
Would you not do it, no?
Well,
Even going
we
along
never
there.
went that far, like, no.
Okay. And what age were you when you went to England, when you got married? After you got married?
25 or 26.
25 or 26. And how did you spend your spare time in Bunrower?
Play football.
This is our place. Spending the time there wasn't playing cards every night.
And was there any music or
There was house dances.
House
and
dances.
Oh,
We call them house
everywhere.
dances, yeah.
you all at house dances?
Always at stations there'd be a gents in the house.
And what kind of music would there be?
Oh,
The melodeon.
the melodeon,
My father used to
accordion,
play the
yeah, an
melodeon.
accordion, a fiddle maybe.
Whose father? His father, was it?
My father used to play the
Your
melodeon.
father, yeah.
That's ours. Well, no.
And would he be down in John's house now?
Oh no.
No. And would there be many at the dance?
Well,
In the house?
House with filled.
Filled? Would they be drinking?
I'd say they were. They having a drink, yeah, and have half sets and siege of Venice. They were the most things to have.
Did you ever see Puccini in there?
I did see
You
Puccini.
did see Puccini. It was there at all. And would they be very merry?
No.
No.
Get that much.
Is that?
But they were very merry, he said. Would drink.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever see Puccini?
Puccini, he did.
I did, yeah.
And
I sampled it a few times.
And what's it like?
I could get it out in Colslaw.
And what was it like?
It's terrible.
Terrible. In what way was it terrible?
I got one poaching, I got it from it was a friend of ours in Newport.
Yeah.
It's gone now, there's a supermarket there now where his house was, in Newport. And it was the finest stuff ever. John McGrath got a bottle of wood too, he was a guard here. And he told me it was the best poaching he ever drank, and it certainly was. The first drop I took of it went straight to my toes.
And was that
Straight
good?
to my toes.
Does that mean it's good?
And I was going to say, that, how do you know a good poaching? How would you know if it was good?
It was altogether different from the Connemara poaching. It was ran 3 or 4 times.
And would it make you very drunk?
Would it, huh?
Make you very drunk?
Drunk?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, the would. Oh, if you drank much, you would have hard up the top and top of your head.
And did you know he was drinking poaching?
I did. Yeah. But
I did. I never
didn't
drank
drink a
much
lot
of it with my
You
time.
get a bottle of it now and again.
Did you try it yourself?
No.
I think I pay for a bottle within here.
No, don't say that, you'll be raided. So, you like Westport?
I do, I love Westport.
Westport, yeah.
But I love Aughagower too. Aughagower is my favourite place.
And what do you like about Aughagower?
Well, I was born in Aughagower,
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
and I like Aughagower, and that's where I'm going to be planted in Aughagower.